Welcome to Hape Motivation. This podcast is a space created for reflection and growth, real conversations about life, purposes, and becoming better without losing yourself along the way. I'm your host, Dray, and together we'll explore what it means to slow down, check in, and grow with intention. So wherever you are, take a breath and welcome to Hape Motivation. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Hape Motivation Podcast. So first off, I want to say I appreciate y'all for being here. It's been a couple of weeks since I've sat down and recorded an episode. And to be honest, I think I needed the pause. And it's not because I didn't have things to say, but because life has been teaching me things in real time. And one thing I never want is for this podcast to be forced. I never want to just get on here to talk at you. I want these conversations to come from a real place, a grounded place, a growing place. So lately, I've been reflecting a lot on life. Timing, on pressure, on purpose, and honestly, on how easy it is to miss the season you're currently in. And it's because you're focused on where you think you should be. And I think a lot of us are dealing with that right now. You're constantly chasing the next version of life. The next breakthrough, the next opportunity, the next level. Meanwhile, God may already be trying to teach us something in the current season. So today, I just want to have a real conversation with you. No pressure, no pretending, just honesty. Let's talk about why so many of us are missing the season we're in, and why slowing down might actually be the thing that saves us. What if the season you keep trying to escape is actually the season that's trying to prepare you? And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Because I think so many of us spend our lives focused on where we thought we'll be by now. What we thought we'll have by now. How much further ahead we thought we'll feel by now. And because of that, we completely miss the season we're actually standing in. We rush through moments. We pressure ourselves constantly. We compare timelines. We make ourselves feel behind. And sometimes the pressure to become who you're trying to be causes you to miss who you're becoming right now. And that hit me deeply recently. Because I realized I've spent seasons of my life so focused on the next level, the next accomplishment, the next breakthrough, the next version of me, that I forgot to slow down long enough to recognize what God was already doing in this current season. And maybe that's where you are right now too. Maybe you've been so focused on what's missing, you can't see what's growing. I think one of the biggest reasons people struggle to enjoy the current season of life is because of the word should. I should be further ahead. I should have more money. I should be married. I should feel happier. I should have the business already. I should be healed already. I should have figured life out by now. And that pressure becomes exhausting. Because now you're no longer living life. You're grading your life. And the crazy part is, a lot of the timelines we pressure ourselves with were never ours to begin with. I'll say that again. A lot of the timelines we pressure ourselves with were never ours to begin with. Some of us are chasing expectations we inherited from social media. Family, friends, or old versions of ourselves. And because of that, we miss the beauty of what this current season is trying to teach us. Not every season is supposed to look impressive. Some seasons are for healing. Some are for rebuilding. Some are for resting. Some are for learning, for pruning. And some are for preparing. But if you keep disrespecting the season you're in, it may delay what it came to produce in you. One thing I'm learning personally is God does some of his deepest work in quiet seasons. Not just in the winning seasons, not in the loud seasons, not just when everybody's clapping for you. Sometimes God isolates you to realign you. Sometimes things slow down because your spirit needs room to breathe again. Sometimes the loneliness, the discomfort, the uncertainty, the stillness, it's not punishment, it's preparation. And I know that can be difficult to accept when life doesn't look the way you imagine it would. But I think we have to stop viewing every slow season as failure. Some seasons are building things in you that success alone never could. Patience, discernment, peace, boundaries, clarity, faith, emotional maturity. Some lessons can only be learned in stillness. And honestly, I think a lot of high-functioning people struggle with this the most. Because when you're used to producing, used to carrying responsibility, used to always being the strong one, slowing down can feel very, very uncomfortable. You almost feel guilty for resting, guilty for pausing, guilty for not constantly moving. But rest is not weakness, and slowing down does not mean your life is falling apart. Sometimes God will slow everything around you down just so you can finally hear him clearly again. I've experienced that recently, even still now. And I think another reason we struggle to stay present is because we keep romanticizing the future. We say we'll finally be happy when, we'll finally rest when, life will finally start when, ... And while goals are important, definitely important, you cannot spend your whole life mentally living somewhere your feet have never arrived yet. one day you'll look back and realize the season you kept trying to rush through was actually meaningful too. The late nights, the rebuilding, the uncertainty, the becoming, the healing, the learning, that season mattered too. And honestly, I think peace starts showing up when you stop fighting that current chapter of your life, or that current season. It's not settling, it's not giving up, but it's accepting that growth is happening here too. Even here, especially here, because some of us are so busy trying to escape discomfort that we never fully allow ourselves to grow through it. And growth rarely feels glamorous while it's happening. Most growth feels like confusion, discipline, loneliness, repetition, choosing to keep going without immediate results. That's the part people don't post online. That's usually where the real transformation happens. So lately I've been realizing something about myself. I've spent so much of my life trying to survive the season that I didn't always know how to experience the season. Always pushing, always carrying, always thinking ahead, always preparing for the next thing. And I think a lot of people listening to this can probably relate to that. Especially people who's had to become independent early. People who had to grow up fast. People who became the dependable one, the strong one, the responsible one. You learn how to survive, but you don't always learn how to slow down and actually live. And lately, God has really been showing me that peace is not something you arrive at someday. Peace is something you have to learn how to protect now. Even in uncertainty, even during transition, even while building, even while healing. And I don't want to miss my life while building it. I don't want to finally arrive at some future destination only to realize I ignored myself the entire journey. I want to appreciate what God is teaching me right now. Even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's slower than I want it, even if I don't fully understand it yet. Because maybe this season isn't empty. Maybe it's foundational. Maybe this version of your life is teaching you things your future self would desperately need. So here's what I want to leave you with. Stop treating every quiet season like it's a useless season. Some seasons aren't meant to impress people. And maybe life feels slower right now because God is trying to get your attention. Trying to get your attention in ways success never could. So stop rushing your healing. Stop disrespecting your process. Stop measuring your life only by visible progress. There's purpose in this season too. And one day, you may realize the season you've almost rushed through was the very season that saved you. Thank you for being here. This is Hape Motivation. And remember, there's power in the pause.